Hello guys, and welcome to today's video. In today's video, I'm going to be sharing with you the best Black Ops 6 bot lobby method and how to get easier lobbies in general here in Black Ops 6. But this method is going to be very specific to Xbox only. You can kind of do the same thing on PlayStation, but because of how it works on Xbox, it does have a bigger effect here on Xbox. But if you want to do the same thing on PlayStation, it is very easy. You can just go into your Black Ops 6 setting, just in game, and just change this yourself. But at the end of today's video, I'm going to share with you how to do it on Xbox, because what this is basically doing is turning off crossplay. That's essentially what I am doing in order to get easier lobbies here in Black Ops 6. That is all I'm doing. And again, like I said, at the end of today's video, I will share with you exactly how to do that on Xbox, because it's not as simple on Xbox. It's not as simple compared to PlayStation, where you could just go in game settings and change this. You have to actually go to your Xbox settings, change your crossplay settings, etc. But I show all of that at the end of today's video. But I want to showcase this gameplay, kind of show exactly how it can look when you do get use this method. And yes, this is from a while ago. This is from season 1, as you can see, because it's a Christmas holiday version of Nuketown, but it is still true here in season 2. I've already dropped a couple of nukes here in season 2. This method still works and has been working since at least MW3, since I've been using it. Ever since I changed this setting, it has massively improved my lobbies here in Black Ops 6, back in MW3, and will probably be the case through Call of Duty throughout, until maybe they add this new setting, possibly, where I do have a feeling that they might actually change it, where they will add a crossplay setting in Black Ops 6 itself. We have already seen it this season, where they have added it to ranked, where you can obviously have console in the lobbies, etc. I will of course test that for you guys and let you know which is kind of the best method, whether or not you should go to Xbox settings and still change it, or if hopefully they do actually add the setting in Black Ops 6 where you can have console only lobbies, or whether you should play with Xbox only, etc. But yes, this is going to be specific to Xbox itself. Most people are going to be asking kind of why not. I think this is mainly because most people aren't on Xbox. Obviously, you think about it, your favorite streamers, your favorite top tier players are mostly playing on PlayStation now at the moment. I believe a lot of people who are playing ranked are playing on PlayStation 5s, and a lot of the top notch Warzone players, etc. also are probably playing on PC, etc. So I think that's kind of the big reason why this works so well on Xbox. And I also want to talk about kind of how it actually works. I don't want to just sit there and say this is how you get easy lobbies and you're going to get it guaranteed 100 times out of 100. That is not the case with this method. This method isn't the same as what people do, where they tell you to go and get a VPN and pay for this VPN service that they're sponsored by, etc. You don't need to do stuff like that. Same with what's the other method? I believe it's reverse boosting. Most people don't want to do that. That's time consuming, right? I know a lot of people do that thing where you go and ruin the stats in your account, and then you can go and get nice easy lobbies. But that only works for about what, 5 lobbies? This is permanent, right? You don't have to do anything special. You just have to change one setting on your Xbox, and that's all you do to get easier lobbies here in Black Ops 6. And again, it's not a guaranteed method. I would say it is 9 times out of 10 you are going to get an easy lobby in Black Ops 6. And this gameplay here is kind of a showcase of how good it can truly be. This is exactly what your lobbies can look like when you use this method. It won't look like this all the time, but I'd say this is something that you can sort of expect and be able to see and play against when doing this method. But I also want to talk about kind of the negatives to it as well. What is the negatives to this method? The massive negatives to this method is, one, you might be limited in the game modes you play. I will say that now. If there's a limited time mode or something, or a not so popular playlist, let's say it's Headquarters or something, you might spend a long time searching. Yes, this will affect your matchmaking times quite considerably in some game modes. Some game modes, it won't have much effect at all, such as if you play TDM or the Nuketown 24/7 playlist, etc. If you play a very popular playlist using this method, you're not going to experience much issues at all. I'd say it takes anywhere between 30 seconds to a minute of search time, which is okay, right? And I think a lot of you would agree that that is a perfectly reasonable amount of search time if you want to go ahead and get easier lobbies, right? I think a lot of people want to make that sacrifice. And for me personally, I have also used this method in order to get nuked out here in Black Ops 6, and that is one of the biggest benefits of this method, is that you can potentially go and get nuked out in free-for-all, which, if you guys didn't know, in free-for-all, to get the nuked out calling card, which is a different type of nuclear to just getting a nuke in general, you have to go 30-0 in free-for-all, which is extremely difficult in itself. But you also have to do that without score streaks, and that is incredibly hard. You can't use any single score streaks at all, and there's nothing you can do that. You can't what do you call it? You can't use you can kind of use a VPN for it, but I mean, I know you have to pay for a subscription for that, so I wouldn't do that in the first place. Again, this method is absolutely free. As long as you have an Xbox and play on Xbox, you can take advantage of this, so there's no need for a subscription or anything. But you also don't have to, with free-for-all, you can't obviously what do you call it? Is it box lobby or whatever it's called, or 2-box? That was it. You don't need to 2-box that, and that's another thing as well. With this method, you don't have to 2-box, right? You don't have to do anything crazy like that. I've seen some people as well have combined this method of using the Xbox crossplay off, with also actually tanking their stats. I wouldn't advise doing that. Like I said, I haven't tanked my stats. I have about a 3 KD or something crazy in this game. And yes, that is because I face easier players, right? I'm not going to sit there and pretend that I'm an actual 3 KD player. I'm going to put that out there right now. I'm not trying to boast stats and stuff. But it is because of using this method. It makes life so much easier, so much more fun. And genuinely, I think this method actually makes the Call of Duty matchmaking exactly how it should be, because yes, this doesn't guarantee easy lobbies, but it is a much better method. You will face sweaty players. You will face 6-man still. I have come across them in this game. It does happen, but more often than not, you are going to get easier lobbies. Is it going to look like this every single time? Absolutely not. You're not going to sit there and just walk in and get a nuke every single game that you play. But I want you guys to understand that that's just how this method works, and that your search times will be affected. Like I said, if you play, maybe even domination might be affected a little bit, but like those limited time modes, etc., that aren't so popular will be affected by this. And that's sort of the sacrifice you got to make for this method. You got to sit there and say, well, do I want to play loads of games in a short space of time, or do I want to take longer to search? But in order to do that, taking longer to search, I will actually find a more likely and easier lobby. That's sort of the thing you got to take with this, and sort of the grain of salt you got to take with doing this method. But I think it's personally worth it, and I wanted to make this video just to showcase that this kind of is still available in Season 2. Yes, the gameplay's from Season 1, I've already spoken about that before, but this does still work in Season 2. I've already dropped a couple of nukes here in Season 2, and I think this method will continue to work. And like I said, we're still waiting now to see whether or not they actually add new crossplay settings into Black Ops 6 itself. Maybe this will affect this method, I don't know. I think this method works so well just because of how you have to go about turning crossplay off on Xbox to affect your multiplayer matchmaking. Because like I said, this season they have added a new crossplay setting, but it's only for ranked. Like, you can only change the in-game settings to affect ranked, and it changes it from, I think, console lobbies to Xbox only, or to be able to play with everyone. Whereas this method limits you to just Xbox and PC pass players. Like I said, you will face PC pass players, so if you're using this to try and get around facing PC players in general, that's not going to happen. You will face PC players. I've had a lot of comments on previous videos where I've actually told about like just how to turn off your Xbox crossplay in general. You will still face PC players. This isn't a method to guarantee you to not face PC players if you're looking to, of course, get away from cheaters and hackers, etc. It is still possible, but I will tell you this. In my entire time of playing Black Ops 6, I have only faced 4 cheaters. Now, is that 4 cheaters too many? Absolutely. But it is only 4 cheaters. And I've played quite a considerable amount of this game, and I feel like that's a fair amount of cheaters to be coming across against. You know, that's sort of like what I expect in the entire duration of playing like a Call of Duty game, or just a Call of Duty game in general. Because we're at that point where cheating is absolutely rampant. You know, people are going crazy, and obviously this season, a lot of people, I believe, have made the switch to PlayStation 5 to play ranked now because of the cheating situation. But like I said, I want to share this method. As you can see, we're going like 68-2 right now. We actually finished like 74-4 or something crazy. It's absolutely insane. And this is what your lobbies can look like genuinely. And if you want to take advantage of this with 6-mans and stuff as well. But like I said, this is something you can take advantage of Xbox. And it's up to you guys as well if you're one of those people who is still on PC, or well, plays on a PC or plays on PlayStation. Do you make the switch to play on Xbox? Now, that's something you guys have got to decide for yourself. Is it worth you going outright and buying an Xbox just to take advantage of this method that, like I said, could change in the future? If they add crossplay settings that change how like the matchmaking works, full multiplayer in general and not just ranked, then that could affect this method. But whilst this method is still available, whilst this method still works exactly the way it does right now, I'd take advantage of it. And if you guys are on Xbox, I'd definitely take advantage. And then for you guys who aren't on Xbox, you got to decide for yourself whether or not you'd want to make the switch, whether or not you think it's worth it just to get easier lobbies in Call of Duty. And I know that sounds absolutely insane, but I know some people will look to that and be thinking, maybe I want to make that switch. Maybe I want to change it and, you know, get those easier lobbies, because Call of Duty at the moment is never going to get rid of skill-based matchmaking. Like, let's just put it out there, right? As long as they're selling bundles, as long as they see that this is still keeping people playing the game, the skill-based matchmaking they have, they're going to continue to have skill-based matchmaking here in Black Ops 6. But this is the best method to get around it, where it's completely free. You don't have to do anything crazy. You just have to change a setting, and you can just go and play the game like you normally would, whether you're solo in a 6-man with a 2-man. But I also have to make this clear as well. Obviously, you wouldn't be able to play with your friends on PlayStation or PC doing this as well, because of course your crossplay settings won't allow you to play with those people. But I hope you guys enjoyed this segment, and of course I will share with you now right at the end here how to change the setting and what you need to do in order to get easier lobbies here in Black Ops 6. But I hope you guys enjoyed the gameplay, and I'll cut to the part where you change the settings here on Xbox. Right, so here it is, guys. This is the method that I use to get easy lobbies here in Black Ops 6, and it's the most simplest thing ever, but all you got to do is go to your settings here on Xbox, go to Online Safety and Family, Privacy and Online Safety, then go to your Xbox Privacy. Once you've done that, go down to View Details and Customize, then head over to the tab that says Communication and Multiplayer, head over to this tab here which says you can join cross-network play, and simply set this to block. All this does is stop you from playing with people outside of Xbox. You can't play with PlayStation players and most PC players. And I'll say most because this doesn't guarantee it. You can face PC pass players because they are playing through the Xbox network. So you can still face PC players, but this does severely make the game's matchmaking a lot easier. Like, you will have bot lobbies more often than not, and just easier lobbies in general here in Black Ops 6 by changing this setting. And I could promise you that. Like, I've been doing this since the launch of Black Ops 6, and it's still true here in Season 2. Like, it is easier than ever to get a bot lobby here in Black Ops 6 with this method. Yes, this is only going to be helpful to Xbox players. I think this is mainly because most people on Xbox don't know that you can do this, and this kind of limits your matchmaking and makes it far less likely to face the sweaty players and that. Obviously, most players are on PS5, I believe, also on PC, and you're blocking out that entire demographic of players, and it makes lobbies so much easier. Does this guarantee easier lobbies? No, but more often than not, I'd say 9 times out of 10, you are going to be in an easy lobby or a bot lobby. But I will add to the point that this does make your queue times and searching a lot longer in Black Ops 6. And I say a lot longer, it can take anywhere between 1 to 2 minutes. Sometimes if you're playing a game mode that isn't that popular, it can take even longer. But this does help massively and has helped me get a nuked out in this game. I've had many nukes. There's a lot of benefits to this, and is why I continue to do this here in Black Ops 6, and probably for future Call of Duty games, because I did also do this in MW3. But that is it. That is the method. This is what I do. No VPN, nothing crazy, no reverse boosting. You don't need to do any of that to take advantage and get Black Ops 6 bot lobbies and just easier lobbies in general here in Black Ops 6. But I hope you guys enjoyed today's video. If you did, leave a comment, leave a like, subscribe, notifications on. I'll catch you guys in the next video. Goodbye.